Hello and welcome to everyone tuning in onto the live stream today. Today we are covering R2B playing up against THC. Joining me today is a well-known caster throughout the UK scene, known only as Beautiful Voice, various names for him, but we will call him Blackadder. How you doing today, man?
Not too bad, lad, not too bad. Nice to be here, going to be good to get back to casting since it's been a month and a bit and I've been, well, busy for lack of things, but going into this game, you know these teams better than me. What are you expecting?
I'm out of THC. We've seen some really solid mid play, really focused around them. Their mid player, generally Magma, but they have been switching around between himself and Magic, depending on what heroes have been picking. But Magma had an absolutely brilliant puck up against, I think it was Exception, and he just completely dominated. He was actually laned up against a Lich and a Slardar, and still managed to get a really solid blink timing and really stuck it to the opposing team and just completely set up the entire game from there.
Fair enough, and well, we're going live into the game now, going into the draft. Do these teams have any outliers that they like to pick or ban, exceptionally?
Team ban. These two teams really don't have any sort of thing that they're known for. Like ASR really do enjoy picking up their Spirit Breaker, but these two teams, R2B, are currently going under the tag of Elysium Multigaming. They are still R2B / Play5. They really are choosing to muddle about with their names, but there aren't really any really picky things that they like to choose. They're just play standard DotA. Really.
Team ban.
So on that,
likely to ban out the Invoker, really. Invoker actually being the top pick or ban, actually picked or banned in every game of the DotA2.fr League.
Dire team ban.
well, we see Slark banned out, Ember Spirit banned out, Bristleback banned out. If you're right with the Invoker ban, no, we're going to see Nature's Prophet. Does leave the Invoker option.
I am pretty sure there's the Invoker. Like I said, it has been such a core hero throughout this entire league, and it is just so strong. With the changes to Crosswex, it really leaves more to the imagination. He can really fit more into his playstyle than what previously.
Well, I must admit, it's one of the most entertaining heroes to cast from my point of view and to watch from a viewer point of view. Just what can you do with it? Do we generally see a Crosswex Invoker, or is this an Exhort Invoker out of Play5?
5 seconds remaining.
Play5 actually haven't had the opportunity to pick up an Invoker before. They actually haven't taken up this hero. They've been focusing more on things like Storm Spirit and the Puck. They're picking a Queen of Pain a few times and a Marana, but the Invoker really has evaded them. So I'm interested to see what they want to do with this. But just based on the other heroes that their mids can play, you really are getting a feel for they really can just do anything with this Invoker. You can play a pick off, a gank, a mid game team fight.
10 seconds remaining.
They could try and do a split push where there's a disengage from the Invoker.
Remaining.
Anything's possible, and the double gingers coming out of THC. Really early pick up for the Lina and the Windrunner, wouldn't you say?
For the Lina, certainly. For the Windrunner, you can see it in the first two. The Alchemist pickup, though, will this be a support Alch or a carry Alch? Since both have been played quite regularly in the pro scene.
Yeah. It really is going to come to... You'll really want to see what they actually want to ban out. They do ban out the Shadow Demon, which could potentially be a really nice setup for a support Alchemist. You obviously use the Disruption, you get the Capture on, and then that Acid Spray, which increases the Concoction, and then you've got Catcher on top of that. That would absolutely destroy this Lina. Like, the Lina would actually die almost to a single Concoction and one right click.
In the early game, at least, yeah. But if they don't ban out the Shadow Demon, then you've got a Lina SD combo, which is going to cause all manner of problems for Play5.
Yeah. So they do take out the Timbersaw is taken out, and
10 seconds
that
remaining.
would the two squishy heroes in like the Lena and the Windrunner
5 seconds remaining.
would really just be devastating for the lineup. Well, so far, it is
Reserve
always
time.
interesting that they can have four heroes banned out each, yet they're still only taking up 2. So, actually, just a throwback to how the drafting was like previously.
Dire team
How
pick.
do you think it really changes the feel for it, going from the 3-2 into the 1 into the 3-3-2-2?
It changes the game quite dramatically in the way of how you could shape your early to mid game, because otherwise, well, they could already have a Lena SD combo already picked and they wouldn't have a chance to ban it out. However, when you go 2 and 2, they've picked up their offlaner and one of their supports, not the normal support we would see. Generally, Nyx Assassin would be more common
5 seconds
than a
remaining.
Lena, mainly because of Lena's, what should I say, Lena's
Radiant team pick.
aiming of her stun versus Impale.
Yeah, I think it's like the 1.7 second delay on that on the Light Strike array. But we actually are going to get Sven, and this is what I've been thinking of since the changes to Sven. His base armor was increased. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that does help him as he is a melee hero and just being able to tank up a little bit more. I would like a throwback to like the international one with a support
5
Sven and
seconds
Lena
remaining.
roaming combo, because the
Dire team pick.
16 but like the 16 bonus armor that you do get from the Warcry would completely counteract anything the Alchemist wants to do, really. The Acid Spray reduces 6. That's not really onto the same level here.
Well, Warcry not only does it bring good armor to their heroes for fights, it also brings quite a lot of armor to creeps for tanking tower for pushing. If you pop Warcry before you go into a tower, the
10
creeps take
seconds
4
remaining.
more hits from a tower before they'll drop.
Yeah.
Then again,
5 seconds
with
remaining.
the combo of Sven and Lena, this could potentially be their top lane pairing with a carry and a Lena support with a Windrunner on the
Reserve
off
time.
lane. Still looking for a mid unless it's a mid Windrunner. And then you've got the question of do they pick up a jungle or do they go aggressive try, because Sven and Lena can go for an aggressive try.
I wouldn't be shocked to actually just see these 3 heroes just on that aggressive try lane. Just the Windrunner with her just really long range and really nice auto attack animation can really just stick it too. Like someone with low armor like an Alchemist. Because if they could just secure just phase boots for this Windrunner and then just roam with those 2 supports, then just leave her on the off lane and then just roam around with the Sven Lena, you could cause enough pressure that the Windrunner would be able to just solo up the Alchemist, because the supports would have to be elsewhere trying to protect this Invoker, because that Sven Lena onto the Invoker would absolutely destroy an Invoker without even any help from the mid laner.
It does raise the question, where are THC going to go with their mid laner, though? Against an Invoker who's generally one to either sit and gain CS more so than roam and gank like a Pudge or a Puck, are we going to see the Exhort style, so we've got Sunstrikes global across the map, or are we going to see high movement speed cross Wex, which will indicate more ganking potential?
I think it's almost an Elder Titan. This really is leaving a lot to the imagination for THC. I
actually quite like this pickup. They can then put the Elder Titan on the offlane. Now they have a Windrunner who can go mid versus Invoker, which is not a bad matchup for the Windrunner. She can trade blows with the Invoker, even with Cold Snap active due to Windrun. And this leaves Sven and Lena on the top lane with a potential another support or a carry pickup for their last pick.
Yeah, so that's I do really like that.
Remaining.
If you just pull her some tangos, get just a null talisman, and even just just going full greed and go null talisman 3 branches, your right click is almost hitting 70, while Invoker, if it doesn't go Exalt, is struggling to top 45. You can absolutely stick it to that Invoker on that mid lane, and there's very little he's going to be able to do
10
about
seconds
it.
remaining.
Indeed, Invoker without Exhort is fairly weak in
5 seconds
comparison.
remaining.
But now you throw a Clockwork into the mix for Play 5. The Clockwork against what could potentially be
Reserve
a
time.
Lena Sven dual lane is going to have a hard time, because if he comes forward he'll get stunned out and killed quite quickly. But if Clockwork can find the experience, the gold's a bonus. If you can find the experience and get level 6 up and get hook shots onto the Lena, Lena's going to have big problems. So is Elder Titan. They won't be able to cast very easily. Windrunner power shots won't go off under the battery assault. Clockwork is a fairly big wrench to throw into the work here.
Yeah.
10 seconds
No puns
remaining.
intended, of course.
Clearly.
But they do ban out the life stealer,
5
which I
seconds
think is a
remaining.
really nice one, because that clockwork with the life stealer bomb would be absolutely
Reserve time.
devastating.
And that would be a
would
pretty
put-
good indication for the Alchemist being a support, because then you can go support Alchemist and Ancient Apparition double stun combo.
I would like to see the Alchemist in with the Ancient Apparition, but their options really are open. And they do ban out the
Dire
Dazzle.
team pick.
With the potential for 3 supports on THC, I am questioning the validity of that pick. Though obviously it could be a Windrunner mid and a Sven onto the carry role. But up against them like an Invoker, an Ancient Apparition, and a Clockwork, you really don't want to be looking at a melee carry. Even one like Sven, who does have the Warcry to give him that maneuverability, which is what we didn't actually mention earlier.
10 seconds
Up
remaining.
against like the Ice Vortex, the Warcry will give him that bonus movement speed
Radiant
to
team pick.
maneuver himself around.
And with the final pickup of being Dragon Knight, this does change the lane slightly. The Windrunner can go into the top lane to become a part of the tri lane. Could go aggressive try with Sven, Lina, and Windrunner. Put the Elder Titan on the safe lane, can have the DK mid. DK can also go into the safe lane. DK is very flexible in that regard, and it's one thing I do like to see teams mess around with.
10
Flexible
seconds
lanes,
remaining.
flexible heroes, keep the enemy guessing.
Yeah, I actually would
5
consider
seconds
if
remaining.
it would be put the Elder Titan mid, run an aggressive tri lane, and have a safe
Reserve
lane
time.
Dragon Knight.
Elder Titan versus Invoker isn't a matchup we see often. I would actually put my money on the Invoker, though, for going up against an ET.
Personally, I'd put my money on the Invoker for most matchups, but that's because
Not all matchups, but against an ET, definitely. Put it on the Invoker.
I think it's an unlikely thing, but the flexibility, like you say, is something that THC have just absolute bounds of. There really is, because they've got some plan. This is not a lineup you pick. Oh, these are all good heroes. These are all subpar heroes by themselves. But if they must have some plan which does include these heroes all as a sum.
Well, for the last pick coming out of Elysium, they're looking for a carry most likely to go with their Alchemist and Ancient Apparition, potentially aggressive tri-lane, I will add. They could look for, against this lineup, something bringing negative armor to the table would be nice, and instead we're going to see a carry Alchemist.
Yeah,
and a Crystal Maid.
One of the things I like about this most is this is actually something I actually ran before, just in drafting, is the up against someone like a Alchemist is run a DK along with the Sven. He's gonna get so tanky after that Assault Cuirass. He's gonna be sitting on plus
Prepare
45
for
armor
battle.
when the Warcry hits.
All of that positive armor will completely outweigh the acid spray, and to be fair, the only thing they need to really worry about is magic damage, which, let's take a look at this. Sven, BKB carrier. DK, BKB carrier. Elder Titan can get a BKB. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem here for THC.
Actually, it's going to be the solo Elder Titan and the aggressive tri lane with the Windrunner taking up. I think the Windrunner will be taking the farm on this lane. So just going to run ahead and introduce THC. We have Zol taking up the Lina, Fabrice Santaro taking up the Sven. We have Nulls on the Windrunner, Vise onto the Dragon Knight, and Philu onto the Elder Titan.
30 seconds to battle.
And on the flip side of that coin, over for Play5 or Elysium, or they go by another name, I forget, we have Tatiana Golovin on the Clockwork. We have on the Invoker, Magma, TM, really. On Crystal Maiden, we have La Puisse. On the Alchemist, Magic. And finally, Crabs on the Ancient Apparition. We do have a try-v-try scenario
The
in
battle
this game,
begins
so
for
we're
good
looking for
and all.
aggression, we're looking for kills, at least from one of these sides.
And what I really like to see is this is a really nice tri lane to run up against an Ancient Apparition. Yeah, Chilling Touch, really good auto, but they're going to burst you down before you can right click. This, the Crystal Maiden is just going to fall like just a sack of potatoes.
I don't know about
Right.
that. Crystal Maiden can bring a lot to the table. I mean, she can get a few levels early in the jungle, and they are on the defensive
We might see
line.
an engagement.
Yeah,
It's
we
going to
will.
straight onto the A8. We don't have the Shackle Shot, and the Light Strike Away actually will latch, and that will be our first blood. Go. Oh, the neutral! The neutral saving.
I think the word you're looking for here is Hadouken!
Definitely. That was just really, really unfortunate there for THC, and not only is it a kill lost and the first blood still going, that is a lot of mana they've expended on this lane. With someone like a Sven, who really doesn't have the greatest mana pool, that's a big loss to start off with.
Well, he already has a Clarity rotating. He already has enough for another Stormbolt. Now, who he goes on here will vary a little bit. We do have the Windrunner taking the farm, as you correctly said. They can take down the Crystal Maiden fairly quickly here, but CM, if she gets an extra level, maybe 2, she can be a very scary force in this lane. Not only helping her team out with 2 points in aura, but the stun. The stun will be the main thing. However, she's opted for the level 1 in Crystal Nova to try to slow out the enemy instead. Relying on the stun from the other 2. I'm unsure on that one personally, but here we go. Engagement onto the Windrunner.
A really nice Light Strike Away coming out of Zol there, but the damage from the Chilling Touch is going to be enough to pick up the Windrunner, and that really could have been avoided if they were able to get off that first kill.
Counter kill though, attempting for the CM, but one more right click will be all it takes.
The animation's being cancelled out, and the Alchemist is going to pick up Sven in the back line of that, and that is 2 for 0. I'll say 2 for 1. The AA was killed by the Kamehameha coming out of the Satyr. More of a
destructive disc, clearly. It wasn't a beam.
Okay, let's try and work out this, because obviously destructive disc is very, very yellow.
True, it's more a Hadouken.
Yes.
Meantime, mid lane, we've got Invoker 12 for 7 up over the Dragon Knight, who is currently at 9 for 2. So Invoker taking a good amount of control in this game so far, and is exhaust.
I do think even though the DK is lower on CS, this is generally what happens with a DK versus a range anyway. So I think he's just doing solidly well, and he's going to pick up a regen rune, which is really going to help him in this lane. Because with the Invoker going like high into that exort before the cross, not going to be able to keep up against this breeze fire harassment, and it is getting quite difficult for this Invoker. If we saw a rotation out of the Sven and Alina, this would just spell the demise of the Invoker.
Well, in the meantime, lane we haven't talked about, up on top lane, we do have a Elder Titan going up against the Clockwork, and Clockwork is 14 for 5, so he has 5 denies over the 15 and 0 Elder Titan. Regen-wise, though, both are still looking fairly strong. They're content just to CS up here and try to deny each other out as much as possible. Broker, however, is hanging around on a bit of a low HP. A Dragon Breath or a stun, especially if level 6 happens on Bryze, could spell the end for Magma here. Very careful with that. Meantime, bot lane, we got a fight breaking out again. Concoction will fly. Sunstrike will drop, but it's not going to be enough.
Smashing down on that Windrunner. They might be able to pick off the Alchemist. Oh, the Chilling Touch will hit the Sven and kill him, but the Windrunner is picked off by the Ancient Apparition in the back line there. But that was a beautiful Sunstrike coming out of the Invoker there. That Windrunner was absolutely destroyed by that, all but took off all of her health.
And they will find Zol at this rate as well. 2 right clicks will be enough to spell his doom.
Maybe one more? No.
Only one extra on the 3.
I think he was just really fearful of the TP reaction, and we're actually going to see the Alchemist did go straight top. No hook shot yet. Did just get that level 6 onto the Clockwork, so we're going to see where he wants to rotate now. Is actually heading down into that bottom lane, so they're going to have a rotation coming out from Elysium, and they are going to use this hook shot to use. There will be another kill onto this bottom lane.
I'm not sure about that. He just shown himself already.
Actually, yeah.
If he's shown himself, they know he's there. They're going to hang back by their tower.
They're completely swapping this lane.
That seems to me like a very late lane swap, though.
They were winning it extremely hard. I think even if they left the Ancient Apparition and the Crystal Maiden down here and just given the Alchemist some wards to protect himself, I think they could have done completely really well with the Clockwork as the main one in the aggressive tri-lane. But we do see the Sven and the Lina in a smoke rotating up to his Invoker, and we do have the Dragon form.
And that's going to spell his doom. There's no way he's getting out of that. One
There
stun,
is
two
absolutely no
stun,
way.
and
there's
Dragon
the
Tail.
stun.
Not a
And
chance.
this will be some really nice damage onto this tower.
This
And
tower
it's
may actually fall with Green Dragon
Radiant's
Tail
middle
as well.
tower is under attack. That's not gonna
And
hold.
meanwhile,
Radiant
Clockwork is trying
structures
to
are
rotate to
fortified.
try and see if
That
he can
means you
make
can't
something
hurt
up
him.
here. Actually,
Radiant's
with the
middle tower
fortified, they
is
will be able
under
to
attack.
defend this. Invoker is up shortly, and they will try and... If they do overextend, this could be a really nice hook shot.
Top lane though,
Radiant's bottom
Elder
tower
Titan in a
is
lot of
under
problems.
attack.
Got stunned up
I
with
feel
CM
sad
followed
for
up,
them.
but
Oh,
ET
actually,
does
will
get
be
a
able
counter
to
kill
pick
with
up
the
the-
Elder Spirit.
Oh, that was a really nice kill there. And yeah, that's DK dead.
Yep.
With the Sunstrike into the cogs. It's a really nice setup for an Invoker. It's just that easy shot from the cogs. And that Invis rune, really
The Radiant's
useful there
bottom
for
tower
Sven.
has seen better days.
We'll be able to set up something once this DK gets back into the middle lane. Or even rotate around.
Well, in the meantime, across the board, Alchemist's got his ult up already. Elder Titan, however, does have Earth Splitter. Now, this is one thing I'll draw a slight parody with. With the Elder Titan, a lot of the time we'll see more points dedicated to both Astral Spirit and Natural Order, maybe getting them both to max before going for the Earth Splitter. But now he's had the rotation up here. Now he's got problems. He's got friends rotating to help and
that
kill.
is gonna
But
be a go
now
on
that's going to be a
Zul,
go on
and that
Zol,
will
and
be
Sunstrike
a-
will spell his death. However,
But the
counter stun
Earth
comes
Splitter
through, does catch two Earth
Earth
Splitter, will
does
miss.
Yeah. We are seeing some really nice... the farm Windrunner is actually starting to pick up since they rotated these lanes around.
Still, farm on a Windrunner, what could it bring to the field? You could go for an early 4-staff, help out the team, yes, especially against a Clockwork, can be useful. Could go for the Mechanism, again a useful choice, but both of these routes don't really give you much in the way of damage, which you'd be more looking for from this tri-lane aggressively.
Yeah.
It has, however, deteriorated into a 1v1 Windrunner versus Clock, and Windrunner generally should win this lane, however Windrunner's only level 6 versus a level 8 Clock.
Yeah, he just with the rotations that Clockwork was able to pull off, he has pulled ahead in that regard. And the Windrunner, yeah, as you say, you could pick up the Mechanism or the 4-staff, but none of them give you the initiation power that is available to the Clockwork, who has did a hook shot into the mid lane. And there will be an easy shot onto that Dragon
Killing
Knight.
spree.
With Sunstrike in the mix, Sunstrike plus Cogs, devastating. Sunstrike plus Alchemist Stun with Communication, again, devastating. The Invoker is finding kills and not being even in the mix. And we are going to be seeing 4-4 come up for him, so he's going to have Forged Spirits and tower pushing capability very quickly.
Yeah, this is what I actually see out coming out of a lot of Invokers. You skip that second level of Invoke just to get those double Forge a lot quicker. Since the change, which you could have 2 spells with level 1 Invoke, it really has catapulted him back into the meta. That really was what held him back, because of the high cooldown on the Invoke, and you could only have 1 at a time.
Well, now having 2 spells from the get-go effectively, skipping the second point in Invoke I don't agree with, just for the sole purpose of the Invoke cooldown goes from 22 to 17 seconds. With Scepter it goes no higher, but I'm getting Scepter this. But that difference of 5 seconds is huge in terms of fight. Being able to invoke and throw out another spell, Cold Snap, Sunstrike, Forged Spirits, Meteor, Deafening Blast is a key one. And what I draw slight parody with is no point in Wex yet.
Yeah, generally the build which I've been seeing and which I have actually employed myself is just go at level 10. At level 11 I have 4-1-2. No, sorry, 4-1-4-2. So I've got my 1 level in Wex. I've got 4 in Cross and Exalt, and then 2 in Invoke at that level.
But I'll raise the point. Should he have got that point in Wex sooner? Because then he would have been able to Ghost Walk and potentially avoid dying a few minutes ago.
See, but I one of the downsides about that, yeah, a lot the Ghost Walk really does help you up against the ganks. But the higher points in Sunstrike will be able to give you that map presence, and the higher points in Cross will be able to will give you the ability to sustain in your lane. So I think he was more going for sustaining lane and be able to keep up his map presence while rushing that 4-staff, which would be able to help him up, help him in survivability. Because you notice I haven't gone for like boot. I haven't tried to get any upgraded boots or anything. Just going straight for that 4-star. I want to be able to survive.
On the topic of item, let's take a quick look at the Alchemist. Already has a Shadow Blade.
That's really fast, considering like the situation he was in. Even though he was getting those kills, really didn't get a high level of farm. But this is as he is actually maxing the concoction. This is really going to snowball into a really big deal.
Not only
They've
will it
got
be a
their
big
initiate.
deal, but consider this. He's got 37 and 7. He's already got 2 points in Greevil's Greed. He had 1 point earlier, of course. Very early level. I believe he had Greevil's Greed level.
I actually think he did take it at level 1. Wasn't really anticipating the aggressive tri lane and did take his greed at level 1.
Well, then that'll have added up even more. So consider 37 and 7 plus 3 kills, 4 assists. He has all of the gold in the world right now. He's effectively swimming in gold, and you can sort of see how that affects the graphs.
Yeah.
In experience, Play5 are 3,000 ahead. Not much, mind you, for experience, but gold, that's near 4K. And you consider a Shadow Blade, and there are no towers dead yet.
Yeah, and one thing to look at is, yes, the DK, I think, was it the DK that's out farming? Yeah, the DK is out farming the Alchemist, but he is 1,200 net worth behind the Alchemist.
Well, he has no kills to his name. He's got 1 assist, which was on that Invoker. And from there, well, 1 assist versus 3 kills and 4 assists. That's where the disparity
Radiant's
is.
bottom tower is under attack.
The aggressive lane out of THC really did just fall down on their faces.
The
We
Radiant's
are going to
bottom
see the
tower
4-star
has seen better days.
essentially being christened by Invoker in the mid lane.
And unfortunately, the hook shot misses. That felt gratuitously off the mark there, but with the Sunstrike missing as well, they can't really afford to go on Bryce here. However, we do have a smoked pair going top, Sven and Lena looking for whoever they can find, and they're going to walk right into this maiden, but the slow is there. Now comes the turnaround, stun goes on to Soul, Soul will immediately melt, and now looking for the Sven. Couple of right clicks through should do it. AAL will drop. Can AA escape this? Seems he can. Now they're looking for the Elder Titan, and Elder Titan goes down to boot. That's 3 for 0 for Play5.
What a beautiful just timing to get that level 6 on the Ancient Apparition, just throw out the Frost Blast and destroy that Sven. Really nice timing on that level. But I think it was really nice, like, when I think the Ancient Apparition was standing like just around here and was able to see them as the smoke was broken, and the Crystal Nova did slow the advance.
Here we go again, though. Stun comes through from Sven, only catching the CM this time, but will melt under the power of that Lena Blast. Magma will be, unfortunately, the one to follow up. Can the Sunstrike drop? No, won't catch the Sven. But 2
absolutely massive
kills.
damage on that Sven from the Forge Spirits. His minus 10 armor, and just taking a massive amount of damage. If that Sunstrike actually was able to hit him, that would have been a kill on him.
It would have been hands down, but you have to consider the fact that, well, Play5 hung around too long there. They got 3 kills. They could have put some pressure on the tower. Tower didn't take any damage. They just hung around because they knew the Windrunner was there. They knew everyone else was there.
We are going to see the hook shot into the mid lane. Follow it up with the Earth Splitter, but it's not going to be enough. With the Frostbite, is
Dire's
able
bottom
to
tower is under attack.
stun the... I keep thinking Tauren Chieftain.
That's a mistake
Dire's
that
bottom
anyone
tower
would make
is
to
under
play Dota
attack.
1. I
Run,
make
little
that
bottom
occasionally,
tower.
but
Run.
Elder Titan, I've been saying for
Elder
long enough.
Titan, I actually couldn't even remember what his Dota 2 name was.
Well, mind derps coming out of Duke. It happens.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We do see an attempted combination coming out from the Alchemist and the Ancient Apparition, trying to
Dire's
land
middle
that
tower
Ice
is under
Blast
attack.
into the
It has no
concoction from
arms
the
to
Shadow
lift.
Blade
Radiant's top tower is under
initiation
attack.
onto the Sven.
About time.
And we are seeing the
By the gods,
Aghanims rush
the Dire's bottom
on
tower
this
doesn't
Ancient
even have
Apparition,
arms to
which,
defend itself.
with his 4
What a
on 4
brave
currently
tower.
at like nearly 12 minutes, he is going to get this at a decent time.
Well, let's take a look across the map and see what we can see, shall we, item-wise. For Play5, that's
Dire's
a
middle
point
tower
booster coming
is
up
under
for
attack.
Crab, so we're looking for an Aghanims up on him. Aghanims on AA is one of the most devastating abilities in the game.
Oh, we do see a hook shot going onto the DK. The clockwork was actually the Invis rune was actually picked up by the DK, but actually Did he pick it up? Oh no, I was actually clicked on the DK and he didn't pick it up. The Clockwork was able to snipe away the Invis rune from the Dragon Knight, enabling him to just disabling that form of escape for him. So that was a nice little sneaky little play there from him.
Aye, and now giving us a second to check the items. We
No,
got a fight
Sven,
breaking out on
Sven,
bot lane.
nice
Frostblast will
down
clean up.
Sven.
But now they're looking for the Windrunner. Can they get her through Windrunner? I don't think so. Alchemist trying to position himself forward. A couple of right clicks. Is it going to be anywhere near enough? No, not with that shackle shot. Stun goes through
What a
from Crystal Maiden, but in
shackle.
come the TPs from Bryce and from the Elder Titan. The stun goes out on Krabs. Krabs should take a fall here. A couple of right clicks should do it. One more from the DK does clean that up. Can they find anyone else? No, Magic will TP out safely. And the push coming for the bottom tier 1 stopped.
Dire's
And
middle
they're
tower has
jumping in
fallen.
off
Timber.
the Clockwork Rocket, being able to pick up the Lena, who was, and while the Invoker did take down the mid lane tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is
But
under attack.
the 600 gold kill streak that did go to the DK is really going to help him towards this BKB, which he really needs to pick up. You can't try and think about getting anything else when there is an Ancient Apparition and the Invoker.
Oh, speaking of
Was
the
actually the-
Invoker, we see a full
Blink
stop on the
Dagger.
Invoker and now a Blink Dagger. We're seeing all of the mobility Invoker. However, and there comes another hookshot coming through onto Bryce. Titania's just going to town on this Dragon Knight, and now in comes Magma. All the damage in the world is here. The Laguna Blade will drop. Is it enough? No. Clockwork does manage to escape this. Can they find any more? Magma's right-clicking away now at Nulus on that Windrunner. A couple of right-clicks should seal the deal. The Ion Strike will miss from Zol, but now comes the Sunstrike.
The Radiant should really
Millimeters
do something
away.
about that middle tower.
That was a
Dire's
really
bottom
nice
tower
dodge
is under
coming
attack. Run, little
coming
bottom
out
tower.
of
Run.
the Windrunner there. Was running straight into it and just thought, take a little strafe to the
Dire's
right. And we
bottom
are
tower
going to
has
see
fallen.
will the Frostblast land
Dire's top tower is under
everything.
attack.
This
Oh, that's got
Windrunner
to hurt.
living beyond all reason. 3
Radiant's middle
globals,
tower is
no
under
death.
attack. That's not gonna be the gods.
And the site
Dire's
smacked
bottom
up,
tower
but
doesn't
bottom
even
tier
have
1 tower
arms to
does go
defend
down.
itself.
Mid tier
What
1
a
is down.
brave
2 towers in
tower.
favour of Play5 now. And Bryce coming back to this bottom lane
Dire's
to
top
try to
tower
find whatever
is
farm
under
he
attack.
can. Magma sees this though, and he wants more kills. He does have that Blink Dagger, he has 4 stuff, he's got all the mobility in the world, and now Bryce, in a whole world of hurt, Sunstrike will drop, Cold Feet will also latch, he's dead, not a chance, and 4 stuff away.
We'll see the Echo Stomp landing into the Earth Splitter, and that might be enough to pick him off.
It will be enough
the
with
Dire's top
the
tower
Dragon
is
Slay.
doing its
I'm not
best,
sure why
but
he
it
walked in a
doesn't
straight
look
line
good.
there, that was questionable to me, that shouldn't have hit, not a chance, he saw it coming. We
Dire's
will just
top
call that
tower is
mistakes under
attack.
pressure, I think.
Oh, that's got to hurt.
But meanwhile,
Magma once more, he jumps back in, Sunstrike dropping, not going to hit this time, and he will die, getting overconfident there and eating an Ion Strike, a Laguna Blade for his suffering. Oh, they do not let up with their relentless pressure.
look at the gold on the Alchemist while this is all going on.
He's just been set up there farming, and in the net worth,
Yeah.
we do see 8,890 effectively net worth for the Alk. Top 3, however, are all members of Play5. When you've got 3 of the core members on with the team being top, that's near sealing the deal. And Titania will work with the Sunstrike and the AAO to pick off the Windrunner. Not a chance of him escaping. But now, well, 2 against 1 here. Can the Clockwork get away? Does the Clockwork actually have any friends coming to help him? We've got the AA coming along. Can they find anything else? The cogs will drop. That'll be enough to stop this chase.
Yeah, and actually there was no Sunstrike even involved in killing that Windrunner. It was just the Clockwork and the Ice Blast coming out of the Ancient Apparition. So that just showing you just how
top
lethal
tower is
this
doing its
entire
best,
team
but
is.
it doesn't look good.
Even without the Invoker, which is currently 5, 3, and 6, it's actually been picked off a few times. The smoke was revealed, and a blink up onto the Elder Titan will be able to.
Magic in the meantime's got problems. He's going to get picked off there by the Laguna Blade, but in comes an AA ult, does manage to bring down the Sven, and they find themselves an Elder Titan at the same time, and just south of the jungle, fighting on 2 fronts and picking up the kills. 2-for-1 trade there in favour of Play5.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, they were able to pick off the Elder Titan in the midst of that. The nice blink in from the Invoker was able just to lock him up.
What I was saying, though, about the top 3 cores, take a look at the gold graph rate.
That is skyrocketed. I think just In 5 minutes, they have accrued an extra 8,000 gold advantage. That's not just they've just gained that 8,000 gold. That's an advantage. That's just kills and Grievals.
That plus towers. They're trying to pressure towers
Yeah.
on all lanes, and they've not lost any. It is effectively recoverable gold should THC start collecting towers to their name, but it's going to be a very tall order for them to actually find and take fights where they can then push to get towers after. I mean, let's take a look at Play5's items across the board. We've got for the Invoker, the Blink Dagger 4-staff combination, and on the Courier, he also has components coming for Boots of Travel. Magic almost has, by the looks of things, the Assault Cuirass. In fact, he does have the Assault Cuirass in 180 gold's time, so as soon as he kills his creep wave effectively, he's got an AC. Clockwork has himself components for an Aghanim, he just needs to deliver these weights on the Courier.
Arms to defend itself.
Pretty much the same for Ancient Apparition. He's a grand away, effectively, from finishing his.
Dire's bottom
And for
tower
CM,
is under
4
attack.
staff,
Run,
could
little bottom
potentially see a
tower.
Blink
Run.
Dagger in her future. And how
But
can
that's going to see us
THC
down
answer
onto
this?
the Alchemist at the bottom lane, but
Dire's bottom tower
Whitey
is under
Temple's coming out of
attack.
Magic and will be able to escape that with his life.
But he doesn't want to be dying at this point. He wants his AC finished, and he's just waiting on the Courier to deliver it. With that AC, he's going to be a force to be
They might
reckoned
be able
with.
to pick him off.
But
If he doesn't get the rage off, no rage off in time, and he will be dead.
Dominating.
That's a really crucial pickup for them. And this Frost Blast will hit nicely, but really nothing else to come out of it. And this can get a nice Sunstrike onto the Lina.
well, Magic needs to start being more careful of where he's farming. Sure, he has a Shadow Blade, but twice now we've seen THC pop the dust preemptively because of the slow that you gain if you use it on a target that has stealth. They pop it preemptively. He won't be able to Shadow Blade away, and if he tries, he'll be slowed as well. Nice changes to dust. I believe that was in 6.7.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice. That was a really nice change, and it really it changed the way the Bounty Hunter could be countered, because it used to be that you would just, if you were playing the Bounty Hunter, you would just take sentries into your lane. When they throw them down, you just deward it, and you're gonna win that war because they're gonna place theirs down first.
Top lane, however, it's going to get ripped to pieces by the Alchemist. Not even a contest right there. He's over 10,000 net worth on himself alone at this point.
Yeah, some really magic play coming out of the Alchemist right now.
You didn't. You did.
It was gonna come in there. It was gonna come in there at some point.
What in Divinity's Edge were you
By the
thinking?
gods, the Dire's bottom tower doesn't even have arms to defend
But
itself. What a
the
brave
Windrunner
tower.
was like not going for that mechanism. Was only sitting on 4 armor.
Dire's
That's
bottom tower
not
is
that's
under
enough
attack.
to count. And like he has 0 armor with acid spray, and then you got the minus armor from the Curious now.
Dire's bottom tower
Even
has
though
fallen.
the
It was
Alchemist
a
doesn't
valiant
really have
effort.
that much damage, he's got high attack speed, and you have no armor, so really, really effective in this stage.
Now, one thing I will raise the point of here. This Sven, he currently has 700 gold. He's picked himself up a cloak to try to survive a little bit more. He's got his... sorry, the Sven. He hasn't got a cloak. It's the Elder Titan that has the cloak. He's trying to complete his power treads, but he isn't getting the gold. And this is one of the big problems I see with Sven when he's played in the support role. It raises the question, why didn't they pick a Vengeful Spirit?
Yeah, I do agree with you there. Or even, so I think, even something like a Naga. A Naga would have been really nice. It would have been able to just completely lock up the Alchemist once he does get his BKB, and the sort of the get out of jail free card, which in the Song of the Siren.
Not only a get out of jail free card from Song of the Siren, you also bring the pushing power of the illusion. Yeah, Ensnare, which can only be removed by ethereal status.
Yeah.
And now, well, Clockwork walking up into hell. Will he take a fall from this? I don't think so. He should be fine. Then again, Laguna's dropped. A couple more right clicks will seal his death. And Earth Splitter drops as well. Going to do some damage to Magma. He's now slow, but he 4-staffs out. And the CM ult is cancelled pretty much immediately by a Shackle Shot. But now in comes the Alchemist. He wants to get some counter kills here. He gets one, but now will most likely die to this. I mean, it's going to take a lot to bring him down, sure, because of that
really
regen,
nice
but Shackle Shot is enough, and going 1v4 when you're already 2 members down isn't generally a wise idea.
Yeah, if he...
And now Magma's coming in as well. Can they find Zol? I don't think he can. The Dragon Slave's there, and now, well, he's going to have to force stuff and run away. They keep coming in one at a time and nearly dying for their efforts.
It was a really nice force staff to sort of slid underneath that Dragon Slave. Oh, what a beautiful Ice Blast out of... Oh, and that Sunstrike just missing onto the Windrunner. That would have been a kill with the
Radiant's bottom tower is under
damage from
attack.
the Force
I
Blast.
feel sad for them.
I feel like Zol's getting a little bit of hate right now.
Radiant's bottom
Everything
tower is
being
under
thrown at him.
attack.
Well, the thing is, there's the Arcane Boot Rush, and there is no like braces or even to try and get a bit of
The
extra
Radiant's
health.
bottom tower has seen better days.
Well, we do see a Aghanims coming up for Invoker as well, so... Arcane Boots aren't going to be enough when he starts invoking everything on their face.
Yeah.
Especially with the Aghanims now
actually,
complete for AA as well.
I don't actually much like the early Aghanims for an Invoker, because I don't actually believe the other spells are strong enough to warrant you wasting 4,200 gold on being able to cast basically a tornado which travels 2 feet.
It's not so much for Tornado, it's more for the ability to bring in Deafening Blast when necessary to combo with a Meteor, throw out Cold Snap, Ice Wall specifically. You get to throw extra spells in the mix which you normally wouldn't have the cooldown to allow.
I personally, I just prefer a Hex as it up against I suppose in this situation with the Ice Blast and the Concoction, you really do have the potential. But actually, oh, what a
Nice
beautiful
force
force staff coming
staff
out of
from
Christian Mage.
yeah.
Do it with flair.
I will agree with you in so much as rushing an Aghanims isn't a wise idea, but he hasn't rushed it.
Yeah.
He's already
Yeah,
got a force staff and a blink.
It just seems so early, it seems fairly early in the game, but it's got a Blink, Force, Boots of Travel, and the Aghanims.
He's got all of the mobility, and I was going to say something in the draft, because you mentioned they generally play things like Puck and Quap. They like to play mobile mid-heroes, so he's taken Invoker, who has a lot of potential damage, and given him all of the mobility in the world.
Yeah. But this is really what I was saying. It's not only is Invoker just one of the most solid heroes in the current scene, it just fits Elysium's playstyle just perfectly.
The hook shot does go out onto Zol, and Zol should take a fall here. Will the Sunstrike drop to complete this? No, not needed, but Ice Blast will come in just to force some zoning from C. Not even safe behind their tier 2 in the mid lane.
Yeah, and especially up against a Aghanim's Clockwork, and now the Aghanim's AA.
And there comes a Deafening Blast onto Elder Titan. The Meteor will drop as well. Elder Titan not having a fun day either. The Forge Spirits, can they finish off? Do they have the range? I don't think so, but Force Staff should be available for Magma. One more right click is all he needs. He has enough speed with Wex and Blink. He doesn't blink forward, he blinks backwards, he double tapped it. And now Magma under the tower. Going to get potentially focused down by Sven here. In comes the TP from the Windrunner as well, and there's the Ghost Walk. Sentry, however, drops immediately. Magma in a bad way. He's still under that ward for a few more seconds, and with the dust and the blink dagger away at the last second, that arrow was about to skewer him. And now he's away. 2 seconds, 1 second, can he get out? Yes, he can!
And force out the dragon form as well. But I don't actually think that was a double tap on the blink dagger. I think he realised it's not worth it for me to kill this Elder Titan in exchange for my own life. They try to play more
Roshan has fallen to
defensively.
the Radiant.
He only
But
needed
space
like 10
created.
yards. Yeah, I'll give you that. There is
And
so much space there. That was 5 people chasing him.
And they didn't even kill him. And the dragon form was popped as well.
And what do Elysium get in response? Play5, I mean.
Dyer's
They managed to
middle
pick
tower
themselves
is
up on
all alone in the
Roshan.
world,
They
being
managed to pick
attacked.
him up more farm on Magic. Magic now has himself a Reaver, which is going to be hopefully towards a Heart. And we see a
Dyer's middle tower
A
is under
Vanguard
attack. It has no
on
arms to defend.
Clockwork.
Dyer's structures are fortified. That's what that wispy glow around the tower means.
I don't actually
I
like
think-
that item pick.
Flares here.
Never like really a Vanguard on Clockwork. I would prefer the Force Staff. But I just think he's just thinking, right, this is get some really cost-efficient items now and end the game.
I raised you the question, why didn't you go Drum?
He like shields.
I don't know, but in
I'll
comes the
engage.
engagement up on the top lane. They melt the Sven under the Chaos Meteor. And now, hookshot through goes to pick up Lina. Can they find anyone else? Yes, they can. Down drops the Elder Titan. Can they finish off the
Magic just
DK?
doesn't fall.
even with that BKB, DK should take a fall here. A couple of right clicks, Dragon Tail will go out. A nice shackle shot, but in comes the hook shot to clean up. Titania, Gold Lovin just doing work.
But this Magic was in his ultimate, and with that AC, just wasn't taking any damage whatsoever.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It was just really obviously the Dragon Form wasn't even online. The Dragon Form only just come back up. So he had to run next to the Alchemist to be able to stun him up and start dealing out the damage.
Dire's middle tower
right now, it is effectively Play5's game to throw. 15,000, near 16,000 experience lead. 20,000 gold lead. And more items coming up, 4-star for the AA, for the Alchemist. We should be seeing a complete heart, and yes, that is indeed what we are seeing. For Clockwork, the Vanguard, which I'll comment more on later, maybe in the wrap-up of the game. And for the CM, well, she's picking up a relatively late mechanism, but all in all, it is Play5's game to throw.
Yeah, we're actually picking up, I think, what is potentially going to be a heart for the Invoker. So he's just not going to be able to die now. With this escapability of Ghost Walk, Force Staff, and then and the Blink Dagger, and then you just pair that with just like Tornado, EMP, Deafening Blast, Cold Snap, Ice Wall. They can't kill him.
Indeed.
It's just not possible.
Well, we're looking for that push on the bottom lane, and with Magic lurking in the vicinity here, as well as the support from, well, the initiation from Titania on that Clockwork. Hell, there goes the Ice Blast again, a nice hook shot through onto Bryce, stunned out, drops the Sunstrike, but the Clogs will force him away. But it does not matter. BKB was activated as well there last second, so the cooldown was used on that. Can they find anyone else?
Yeah, that's really solid play coming out of Elysium. Even though like the Cogs did push him out of the Sunstrike, these hook shots that have been landed by Tatiana are just absolutely brilliant and has set up so many engagements and kills.
Well, at this point, the siege is really all they need to do. They need to just siege down, take the final top tower, which Magma will clean up. And, well, this is a split push on two sides now. And even if they push in bottom lane and take a fight there, the Sunstrike can drop from range, and, well, in comes the initiation. Titania will unfortunately find only creeps with that hookshot, and self-stun onto Magic. This could be the opening that THC need. Can they find the stuns? Yes, they can. Magic going to be locked out for a few seconds more, but he's regenning. And that regen is quite scary. But now, well, Sven will take a fall here. No way to stop that. And now they turn on the Elder Titan. Elder Titan just getting minced. Chop, chop, chop by that Alchemist. And Sunstrike will clean him up. Now we've got Clockwork messing around with Bryce on the side here. And we'll hookshot away to safety. So what do we lose? We lose a Crystal Maiden. We take down a Sven and an Elder Titan.
The Invoker never was there.
And he's going to find a top tier 3.
Yeah.
Rat
And
Dota.
One of the things that really shocked me is the Elder Titan didn't throw out the Earth Splitter when they landed the stuns onto the Alchemist.
No, the Earth Splitter would have been huge. It's a percentage damage. But now, in comes Titania once again. Bryce getting completely locked down. Does he have a BKB ready? Yes, he does. But is it going to be enough to stop this damage? I don't think it is. He's going to go down, even if the BKB is going to prolong his life. No, he's actually going to escape. Magma now in trouble. Gets hookshot. Nope, Titania will clean up that Dragon. I was mistaken, clearly, as a rogue Clockwork Rocket Flare will spell his doom. And Magma will just manage to escape, or, well, prolong his life. But now going to turn around, and Sunstrike will drop. Neuralus on that Windrunner will get minced. Titania just finding kill after kill, hookshot after hookshot, cog trap after cog trap.
And they're still pushing the bottom lane.
So they are. The racks are going.
Bottom barracks, better look out.
And there's the GG call coming out of THC.
Well fought, but right now, Elysium are running riot.
Yeah, there's 400 health Clockwork, which is just being able to out-tank anything dished out by THC. So a really nice game being played by Elysium here. And I think we're going to see an Invoker ban coming into the second game.
You think?
Maybe just a little bit. And you could even the Invoker almost like actually outlast hitting that Alchemist, which actually quite impressive really for like as an Invoker, your last hitting, you don't really have good clear time your AoE is minimal because you need that for your for the fights, because really long cooldowns like Meteor 40 seconds, Deafening Blast 30, Tornado 20.
Well,
You really can't use your skills AoE skills to be able to farm.
we did say he went all of the mobility Invoker. I would actually change what I say there. I would say he went Rat Voker. He effectively played Invoker like he would play a Nature's Prophet. Global presence through Sunstrike instead of Nature's Wrath. And
obviously
he
he's
just
got
split
his boots
push.
of travel.
Exactly.
He's
He
got
is
boots of travel, and
effectively a Nature's Prophet.
And by the time he had those boots of travel, all the 6 outer towers were down, and they were just trade it, because obviously they were sieging, so he could TP in whatever time. So that was just a really nice game played up by THC.